Welcome, everybody. Round 4. Just what you've always wanted.
Farrell v. Koeppe.
Green-black v. green-black. Jund v. Abzan.
The
Battle of the Titans.
Goblin Rebel Master was the mirror breaker here last time.
The Clash of the Champions.
So let's see if Farrell stuck with the Rebel Master and if it proves to be the... I wish I had another word here, but don't, so that's that.
Alright, well, that's awkward. Just kind of cut off there, but here we are.
Here we are. Are we just... Is the chat just repeating the word Farrell?
No, there's no chat as of right now.
Somebody wrote like a paragraph. Oh, that's a deck list.
That would be a deck list.
All right.
Compliments of Teddy Jr.
Do we ever find out how many lands that 8-rack deck was playing?
23.
Really? Keeps a 1-lander on 23.
Seems loose.
Seems loose.
Alright, we're out to the overhead. Let's see if these guys can keep some good 7s. I see a couple of Grim Flayers for Kyle.
That's a strong start.
If either of these sticks around, it's pretty strong, and this Inquisition's really going to pave the way. Man. You are...
Goif, Maelstrom Pulse, Abrupt Decay, Scavenging Ooze.
So, this is really awkward. You take the Abrupt Decay because he can cast it. You don't want him to have the Scavenging Ooze. You don't want him to have the Maelstrom Pulse. It's just a real basket of deplorables here.
Oh, jeez. Inquisition off the top.
So the idea here is that we want to connect with his Grimflayer once.
One time, dealer.
So we've got a Goif that's probably larger.
3/4.
Kyle needs one more creature type in the yard. He's not going to be able to get it easily.
He needs instant.
Needs a top deck removal spell. Draws a Goif of his own. Not where you want to be.
Well, the Goif is fine because Maelstrom Pulse can't target it because then it will kill Farrell's Goif.
Absolutely true.
Bob.
Oh, Bobby. Instant. Thoughtseize isn't bad here.
It's not the worst.
No.
The Scavenging Ooze, right?
Yeah,
yep,
the Skews makes your Grimflayer worse. Are you willing to trade your Goif for his Bob? Don't think he can. Mike Farrell, in typical Farrell fashion, reveals a land off of the Bob.
Farrell to land right to the hand there.
Druid discard spell for turn, which is pretty bad. A Goif. So we have Goif, Bob.
Now this Master Pulse is never, holy folks, never gonna target a Goif. I'm trying to like hold everything. Everything's still testing.
Alright, so we have a preponderance of Goifs on the battlefield.
I wonder what a pack of Goifs would be.
I think preponderance is all that you can call it.
Well, I know, but would you call it a graveyard of Goifs?
I
no,
would
then
know.
the Goifs would be in the graveyard.
Colligan's Command. Oh, and this Scavenging Ooze is going to break this open, and he draws a Terminate for the turn. Not looking good for Kyle. He's had a couple bad draws here. He really just needs a removal spell to deal with his Bob. There it is.
Okay, so he gets to...
Man, what a blowout.
Yeah, so Farrell went for the Time Walk You with my Colligan's Command play, and Kyle hit Abrupt Decay to respond.
Kyle had the response, Time Walk You with my Abrupt Decay plan.
The 2 damage was on the Grimflayer, which would have died if Kyle didn't have an instant specifically, but he did, so there we are.
Needs another removal spell for this, Bob. So, the mirror breaker here on Kyle's side of the battlefield is going to be a Lingering Souls.
Yep.
That's really what he wants to draw. These Goyf standoffs are very real.
Oh yeah, we're really standing off.
It's very hard to break a Goyf standoff.
Kyle has another card that lets him do that in Vault of the Archangels.
Oh yeah.
So that really
the draw for Kyle there.
I think it was another land, maybe a
Starting Wild with another man land. That's pretty good. A Bolt seems solid.
Vault of the Archangels lets Kyle attack with impunity because so he can. Oh jeez, yeah, here it comes.
This is
just one Goyf in.
Well, you don't want to leave. You don't want to give him the Grimflayer activation.
Jeez.
Take the Maelstrom Pulse. That's all you can do.
So
he hits the push off the top. Kyle tempted to scoop him up. He's going to let this play out a little bit.
So you'll look at the board. Farrell has 3 lands to Kyle's 6.
Yeah.
Which tells a bit of the story, but the real story here is that Farrell has had Dark Confidant active and online for...
Ever.
I mean, since turn 3?
Basically forever.
Basically the entire time we've been on camera.
Basically forever.
Basically, Farrell was born with Dark Confidant in play.
That's true.
I heard Bob Marr was in the delivery room handing out cigars.
Yeah, he delivered Farrell himself. Spanked him on the way out.
Spanked him on the... Which was the last time Farrell ever got spanked.
Last time Farrell ever got spanked. He didn't cry. He drew a card.
That's when he knew.
That's yeah. He knew at a very young age.
He's like, oh, I took 3 there. It was a Liliana. he took 3 and top decked the Liliana, and that was the beginning of Farrell's existence.
Farrell's greatness, really.
Well, sure. The gentlemen are going to the sideboard. They both know exactly what's going on. It's really one of the pleasures of watching these guys play is that they're so adept in tune. They know what matters. They're not fooling around.
They are not fooling around, not even a little bit.
It's almost like watching a limited match. Have you ever snapped off a limited match in like under 10 minutes?
Yeah.
You just like play the cards and like you know what they do and you know when to block and when to attack and it's fantastic. I think the majority of draft games take way too long.
That's fair. They're not always quick, but sometimes there's a lot to think about, like especially when you know all the tricks in the format and what to play around and
right, what to play into.
Yeah, there's some thought required in some matches, but not all of them. So the big thing in sideboarding here is to get rid of all the discard
and bring in all the removal.
All the everything else.
Just
anything you
anything
can find.
else, just
any other cards that aren't discard, you want them.
Yeah. Nile spell bombs.
In.
Cycles.
It cycles. It can shut down Scavenging Ooze. It can shrink your opponent's Goyf. Also shrinks your Goyf, but that's life. But no, you typically don't have to go as deep as Nile spell bombs for playables.
You're right.
So the big cards that we want from Farrell are if he still has the Rabble Master, that could be a big deal. Kyle didn't draw any of his Lingering Souls, which is a little bit loose.
Yeah, you definitely want to hit the cards that are the reason you're playing specific colors. And the big reason you play Abzan is Lingering Souls.
Yeah, well, Lingering Souls and Path, both of which would be very good there. This is a good hand for Kyle. It doesn't hold up very well to discard. So if Farrell
But we know Farrell took all his discard out.
Right. And there's the Nile Spellbomb.
Just like we drew it up in the playbook.
Alright, so we're going to have a turn 2 Grimflayer.
So Nile Spellbomb is actually very good here against Kyle. Keeps him off of Grimflayer. It prevents Lingering Souls from coming back, and it can manage the Goyfs a little bit, if that's what you prefer to do.
Absolutely. Oh, he's popping in. He needs that card now. Oh, didn't draw the second land. Michael Farrell, you're going to enroll yourself real quick here. Discards the Mon Panalar.
Gosh, man, we're going to have Farrell teach the remedial classes.
Oh, man, a Liliana here is just going to clean up.
That's like getting 6 points on your license. You bid them all. You don't want any of those cards. They all go in the graveyard.
It depends on if he has another land in hand. He doesn't, so he wants to set up to draw one land. So it's almost always wrong to bin all the cards on a Grimflayer, because being able to control what you draw is so important.
Sure.
In this case, it is close, though. Oh, we got a Guru of Forest. Adorable. Swinging in with our bear. We're going to fetch first, so we can keep any relevant cards on top. Just a
Very
basic
good.
force. I think we might be able to play Goyf here, and that's basically the game.
Yeah, it's pretty much wraps our situation up for this game.
Top 3, we've got a
There's
Goyf and
another Goyf.
Abrupt Decay. I've probably been whatever you're not going to play next turn. There you go. Because you have 2 Goyfs already.
Right.
You don't want to walk too far into a Maelstrom Pulse. So here we go.
Diversifies the threats a little bit. That's a nice one.
So if Farrell plays a creature, then Kyle can minus Liliana. Oh, I guess he doesn't have an instant.
Yep, grows the Goyf. Grows the Grimflayer. Sorcery creature land.
The draw is Maelstrom Pulse and Abrupt Decay.
At the Abrupt Decay off the top, though, he left there.
Yeah.
And we're
So that'll do.
wrapping them up.
We'll go right on into Game 3 here. Pretty solid draw for Kyle. That's exactly the kind of hand you want.
Absolutely.
You even get to pitch the souls off of the Liliana, flash it back.
Yep.
Couldn't have drawn it up any better. Also, Farrell keeping a one-lander.
Loosey-goosey.
The loosest of gooses.
Yeah, you want to play a lot tighter than that.
A lot tighter than... I don't know what his hand looked like to make him want to keep a one-lander, but I can't imagine with the sheer amount of 2-drops that your deck plays that you want anything less than 2 in your opening hand.
Sure,
Maybe even 3. Like,
I mean,
you really want to get to 4 so you can start churning out multiple spells per turn.
Yep. But 2 is a big deal.
1 is the loneliest number.
Correct.
You want 2. Both players content with their sideboarding on the play and draw here, which is pretty typical. You don't see a lot of play-draw dependent sideboards in this type of matchup, because everything's pretty much just going to cost the same. You're going to be the same out the gates no matter what.
Right. It's not. Sometimes on real aggressive decks and combo-oriented decks sometimes can have like a difference on a play-draw
Right.
situation.
You see a lot of play draw dependent sideboarding going on in standard because your curve varies so much.
Sure. And the quality of any given card is not as high as it is in modern.
Yeah, absolutely. Not nearly as good a hand for Kyle.
All right.
Good
to play
enough, he
Tapland.
says.
He's got a Fulminator Mage on board. And here is
Bob, if we don't have an
Dark
answer for this,
Confidant.
it's going to get ugly. Draws a Grimflayer. Yeah, push the Bob. You can't let him draw a card.
absolutely the right card.
Scavenging Ooze. Also not great for you, but
This
you got
is
this Liliana to answer it.
this is a little bit more manageable.
It's significant. Get that Rhino out of your deck, Kyle Koeppe. Come on.
No, this card's a Haymaker.
Get that Rhino out of your deck.
So here's why this card's specifically good against Jund.
Tell me why this card is specifically good against Jund.
If he waits until Farrell's, run out of fetch lands, etc., it evades Fatal Push and Bolt, which are the two main removal spells. It also outgrows. It's also bigger than Abrupt Decay.
But it just gets chumped by Goyf all day and all night.
Yeah, most Goyfs are actually going to take that down. Yeah, before Kyle even moved the die on, Farrell had that ooze in the bin.
Yeah, we knew.
He knew.
Man, if Farrell doesn't play a third land here, okay. Nile Spellbomb is the card of choice. Fulminator Mage is strong here. Very strong here.
Concur.
Because you're going to make him start discarding cards. He clearly doesn't have any action. Otherwise, he would have thrown it out there. He might have a removal spell, but who cares?
I think you can take him off a black as well. I'm pretty sure it's a Stomping Ground, a Blackleaf Cliffs, and a Forest in play. So, Fulminator Maging him off of black is not like the worst thing I could imagine. It's probably the most populous color amongst his mana base.
Right.
But keeping him off a double black is really good.
Does he have the fetch? Okay.
Nice.
Has the fetch. This is going to generate a lot of card advantage. So the way Farrell snapped off the third land, until he misses a land drop, Fulminator Mage's value is going to decrease significantly.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to plus Lily, I'd imagine. Yeah, he's thinking about what to discard
The
here.
hand is Liliana, Grimflayer, a Tarmogoyf.
Discards. Oh, Obnixilis hits the bin. If we have Obnixilis in our deck, why are we keeping one-landers, Michael Farrell? Alright, so we're going to pop a fetch in response to get a clue. Going up to 2 clues. This is a very big deal.
Yes, these cards are going to prove invaluable. What Kyle's going to be able to do here next turn is he has another Liliana in hand, so he gets the double activation of Liliana turn, where he makes him sacrifice a creature and...
Maelstrom pulses the clues, which is a good play.
No, the
Lily.
Liliana. All right, interesting.
Man, I would almost do it to the clues, but that seems solid
Man, if
too.
he plays... Farrell has one card in hand. If he plays Liliana, discard the card.
What are you giving up? A Fulminator Mage? Doesn't seem like the end of the world. But I think using all your mana here is much more relevant.
All
Alright, so we've got lethal on Lily with this Shambling Vent.
Yes, which is much better than...
I think we might just...
Oh, we're going to spend the card on it. Okay, that's interesting.
I wanted Kitchen Finks with Clue Poppage, but this works too. I guess Kitchen... Oh, man.
Oh, man, now this Maelstrom Pulse is just a premium card.
How about the double Abrupt Decay? Goodness gracious. Alright, Farrell's in top deck mode.
Well, he's got this spell bomb he gets to redraw on. And here is Goblin Rebel Master
man,
sends the
kills the
token at
Lily.
Liliana.
That was disgusting.
Not a bad one. Oh man, do we fire off Damnation?
No, this Goblin token is completely irrelevant until he top decks the next Goblin Rebel Master.
So now Kyle's at the point where he's going to save this Fulminator Mage for the first Raging Ravine he sees.
If he sees one.
He's so far ahead at this point. Those clues put him over the top.
Yeah, he's very far ahead. So this Fulminator Mage can just block this Goblin token all day. And you don't really want to spend a removal spell on the Fulminator Mage because you're just going to lose a land.
Yep.
Totally fine with running it out there.
All right. So I think Kyle probably can still even win this game by firing up this Shambling Vent and just sixing Farrell here.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of card advantage, but all of Farrell's removal is going to be bad. You don't want to spend removal on a Kitchen Finks. You don't want to spend removal on a Fulminator. So any good draws that he gets are just going to be playing into...
There's a Colgan's command.
Colgan's good. Oh man, if he makes him discard this Damnation, that's going to be bad news.
Yeah. I think his two modes are going to be kill something and...
Rebuy?
Rebuy. Probably a Bob. Maybe a Goyf. I don't know how much greatness he's willing to try and achieve by having two Bobs in play at 6 life.
The max. Forces the discard.
Yep. That was a good one. Here's the Scavenging Ooze.
Skews.
Yeah, he can attack.
Alright, so we really want a removal spell for this Scavenging Ooze.
Concur.
And the Bob, really, but at this point, you're kind of content to let him keep the Bob.
Yep.
How many green sources does he have? 3? Might be able to turn him off of green sources, but that gives him another creature to eat.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Grimflayer, just a 2/2, but that's fine.
Grimflayer,
It's a 4/4 now, but it's basically a 2/2.
right. We've spellbombed one time. I don't know if I guess the Ooze can make it a 2/2 at any given moment. The Ooze Bob combo is so good.
It is. Draws land.
Yep.
Just has to pass.
Yeah, Kyle has to really get aggressive here, I think. He can't just if you let him sit around with this Scavenging Ooze forever, he's just gonna run away with it.
Yeah, but you can't really profitably attack here. You really need a removal spell. Since you don't have it, you just kind of have to let him go. How many more creatures does he have in his yard? At least 2.
So it puts Farrell at 9.
Take 0 from this.
Oof.
Man, on 3, that seems really good right now.
Yep.
And then you get to eat the Finks in response to the Persist trigger as well.
Engineered Explosives is so damn good. The card is...
It's very good. You get the Overgrown Tomb here.
Yep. Alright.
Oh my goodness. Haymaking.
Wow.
That's a huge draw.
That's so good. The only out Farrell has to this card is
Maelstrom Pulse.
Maelstrom Pulse, right?
Engineered explosives would have been nice for 0 to like force an attack in, but it's not going to be good enough here.
Liliana's not going to be enough.
I mean,
he has to spend Liliana, Terminate, and something else even to just get a damage in on this. He's going to lose the Bob if he attacks with everybody. Man. Such a big draw.
Terminate a token.
Yeah, terminate the token, right. And so now he has to attack him with Scavenging Ooze and a Bob and a Goblin token, and you still only get one.
Alright, both soldiers down. Not willing to overcommit and tap out for this Lily on the sack. Oh, but here we go. Liliana discard. Liliana's going to do a good job of threatening ultimate here in a few turns. I guess you can attack into it with your manland now.
Yes.
Another Grimflayer and plus on Elspeth gives you 3 more blockers.
Jeez, so many blockers.
Really running away here. Alright, so the Bob flip. There's a Raging Ravine. There's a Goyf.
Sure.
Drawing them off the top like no one's business. Yeah, you have to keep swinging in.
Alright. Elspeth goes +1 again. Oh, so Kyle's thinking about a minus.
What's a minus on an Elspeth do? Enlighten me.
Destroys all creatures power 4 or greater. I think. Is it 4 or 3? It's 4 or greater.
There we go. So now it's Bob and Lily versus Elspeth, 2 soldiers. You want to make sure you keep up the Shambling Vent. Oh, and a Lily. Makes him discard.
So he's going to do a lot of blocking here.
Yeah. There's Elspeth Sun's Champion. Destroy all creatures power 4 or greater. The emblem, probably not too necessary here. Oh, swings in. Very nice.
Liliana, okay. Okay. So Farrell has to get...
So the Lily minus caused Farrell to activate Raging Ravine to keep Bob alive. Man, what a top deck on that Maelstrom Pulse.
So he Maelstrom... It's interesting, he Maelstrom Pulsed the Elspeth, not the tokens. I would Maelstrom Pulse the tokens and attack the Elspeth.
Well, he only has a Bob.
That's fine, the Bob attacks the Elspeth.
Then Elspeth goes to 1.
Oh, it was at 3, okay.
Oh, wow. Farrell had to devote so many resources to keeping this Bob alive. And killing this Elspeth. But man, he's drawing like a champion off of this thing.
Yeah, so he's going to make the decision as to whether or not to kill this.
So Lily down. He has the Fatal Push as well. I think he wants to kill the Shambling Vent.
Yeah, Kyle's definitely put him on the back foot here.
Fatal Push here.
Has to kill the Goyf, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's just dead otherwise. No more cards from Farrell's Bob. Okay.
What? Ever.
Oh, he had the path.
I'm really impressed with Kyle. He kept up with that Bob for so long. Really shows you how good Elspeth Sun's Champion is there.
Yeah, absolutely. Elspeth Sun's Champion's a house. Honestly, I'm impressed with Farrell competing with this Elspeth Sun's Champion. It's very hard to deal with.
Yes. Well, we saved the best for last tonight, truly. I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in. Join us tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, next Tuesday, basically every day of your life. We'll be here for you with some hot modern action or just some hot magic action in general.
Yep. My name's Taylor Gunn. This is the handsome John Douglas sitting next to me. Sleep tight.
Smell you later, nerds.